Okay, joining us now our second and third fastest qualifiers for tomorrow's 23rd annual Aaron's 312. And our second fastest was Elliott Sadler, and he drives the number 11 One Main Financial Toyota. And our third fastest was Darrell Wallace Jr., and he drives the number 20 Toyota Carrot Toyota. And Elliott, maybe talk a little bit about this type of qualifying here at Talladega. I know you're really pretty good at restrictor plate racing, and you'll be a factor here tomorrow. But just talk about maybe this type of qualifying.
It's wild. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot going on. If you guys can listen to all the radio communication that's going on between drivers and crew chiefs and spotters, and I kind of messed up the first round and didn't get the gap that I needed in front of my car to get a pull to make a fast lap, and we barely made it into the.
Barely made it. 24th.
Darrell barely made it. I felt responsible for Darrell because I was the lead car, but we made adjustments to what we did for the second and third round. But it's wild. My spotter did a great job, Brett Griffin, creating a gap, knowing which cars to go with, knowing who was going to pull off of who, and we did what we wanted to do. We wanted all three JGR cars up front, no matter who was first, second, or third, and we were able to pull that off. So we're going to call this a pretty successful day.
Absolutely, trifecta, 1, 2, 3. And our third fastest, making his NASCAR Nationwide Series debut here at Talladega. Been around this track in a Camping World Truck Series truck last fall. But Darrell, congratulations. To talk about the thrill of qualifying, if I'm not mistaken, it's your first go-around in this type of qualifying. So pretty good effort there in the first time. But just talk about, as Elliott alluded to, it's pretty hectic out there.
Yeah, for sure it is, and I don't know the exact facts. I know there was two guys making their debut this year. One was first, one was third. I just happened to be the third one, not the first one. But that was crazy. First round was all over the place. People pulling in front of us, chopping guys off. I'm like, oh, we're wrecked. Plenty of times I thought that, but Elliott was the lead train there, and we were just following along. So. First round was sketchy, like we talked about, barely made it through, but then we bounced right back up top in the second and third round. So, like you said, a great day. JGR strong, 1, 2, and 3. So it should be a good race for us tomorrow. We worked together in practice and felt pretty comfortable with it. So we have a very strong Toyota Carrot, Toyota Camry. Just gonna have to wait and see what we got tomorrow.
Questions for these two guys? Al, you got a question?
Yeah.
Right here. Al, and then to Dustin.
Yeah, Al Muskie from the Anniston Star. For both of you guys, because you had barely gotten into the second round, and Elliott, you talked about it. Was there adjustments you made on your car and your strategy, both of you guys, to go from 19th and 20th to second and third after the second round?
No, we just, I think we adjusted on the front driver, which is me. I about messed up the first round and didn't get my teammates into the top 24. Actually, we took it for granted. We actually thought it would be easy to get in the top 24, and maybe we didn't pay close enough attention to who we were getting a draft off of, and we saw it bite some bigger teams. I mean, some really good cars didn't make the top 24. So we learned our lesson the first run. We had the whole break between the first and second runs, me and my spotter were debating like crazy over the other radio, just trying to figure out what we need to do. We need to do this, we need to do that. We're trying to figure out ways to play it, and we came up with a different plan. So no car adjustments, because what you got here at Talladega is what you got. It's just I felt like my spotter and myself did a little bit better job of getting not only me, but also both my teammates in a little bit better position and situation to get a tow. I can't wait to watch qualifying tomorrow. And how many times have you ever heard anybody say that about Talladega qualifying? I mean, it's going to be wild because you got so many more guys with experience. Guys are going to be patient, going to try to probably sit on pit road just like we did, but maybe take it a step further. So that's my opinion of what we changed. It's just we adjusted the gaps between us and other cars.
Let's go to Dustin, then we'll go to Ray Dunlap, and then to Holly King. Go ahead, Dustin. Stan.
Dustin Long, MRN.com. Elliott, a couple questions for you. Is because of the inexperience of your teammates in this situation, how much stress was there on you as being the lead dog going into this and throughout it? Because I know you're talking about a lot of talking on the radio. And also, if you were running tomorrow and going in the Cup and running this, how would you play it? What would you have picked up today that could help you for tomorrow?
Okay, the answer to the first question is I wanted the responsibility today because I'd had the most experience and we're running for the championship, and it would not be fair at all to Darrell or Sam to make them have all the responsibility of trying to find the right gaps and, you know, getting a toe off of this person or that person. So Darrell and Sam, I thought, did a great job coming in with a new crew chief, new spotter, all in the day's work and getting qualified like we did. So I wanted the whole responsibility. One, because it's control my own destiny, and two, take pressure off those guys coming in. I mean, yeah, Darrell's inexperienced, but holy cow, he's fast everywhere he goes, so he'll be fine tomorrow. Two, what do you do tomorrow? We saw today just going out by yourself with teammates is not enough. We saw that with the JRM cars. You know, just going out there 3 cars by yourself, maybe you're going to have to get a tow off of somebody else. I think what you're going to see, just my little humble opinion, you're going to see a lot of cat and mouse today, kind of like what you saw in the second cup practice, where the Hendrick cars are trying to line up and other cars are lining up behind them. And I think you're going to see a lot of cat and mouse. I bet you're going to see tomorrow cars going to leave pit road and going to slow down up against the wall, going to do everything they can. You want to be the back group. You never want to be the lead group running. So you're going to see guys playing cat and mouse leaving pit road, in my opinion.
So what do you wait? I mean, what's that game like on pit road then? Is it?
You're waiting against the time limit.
It's hot in there. I was sweating. Ready to go.
See, it was hot in there. But, you know, and as a driver, you can't see everything that's going on pit road and on the racetrack. So your spotter and your crew chiefs are trying to make, you know, relay the information to you. Okay, these cars are going. Okay, get ready. Okay, no, well, they've stopped. Okay, now the Roush cars are going. Okay, good. Well, they've stopped now. Okay, the Childress cars are going. Good. You know, so there's a lot of that going on. And I think that's what you're going to see tomorrow. I think after what you've seen today, guys are just going to try to get runs. I think you're going to see a single car have a good shot at the pole tomorrow because he's by himself and he can take more chances. He can lay back by himself and get a run at the bigger groups that are running together. And what I mean by that is Hendrick and Stewart Haas might be having to run together. There's 8 of them. You might have a single car guy that can just lay back and go and get a huge run on them. So that might be something you see tomorrow.
Ray Dunlap, Fox Sports. Guys, that leads me kind of my next question. It's a bit crazy when the cars back out at the beginning of the session, and it was really crazy at the end of pit road. Is there a better way to do that process?
You asking me or Darrell?
Oh, I don't know. I was just go. Okay. That was all I was told. Just go. Follow 54.
I think this is awesome for the fans. I think leave it hectic and leave it crazy like this at Talladega and Daytona, because I think once the fans figure out what's going on more in depth, they're going to like seeing what's going on. I mean, compare today's qualifying to what we used to do here. I mean, there's a lot going on. So I'd say leave it hectic. That's part of the game.
Stan?
Yeah, Elliott and Darrell both. I kind of want to go back to that question. Elliott, you've been qualifying for a good couple of decades, all right? What do you kind of wish that this process had occurred a lot sooner in your career? And Darrell, in the little bit of time that you did one-car stuff, what do you now feel about this multi-car qualifying?
Yeah, it was different for me. You know, the last time I qualified was Homestead, and that's been tough. You know, we got rained out both races, Daytona, Martinsville, and then you come here to a speedway race and do all that shenanigans. I'm like, whoa, it was, you know, way too much for me right at the start. But you know, I see what's going on. I'm understanding what we were having to do. Kevin and all the crew chiefs got together there and said we need to be the lead pack, or the last pack. During the last round, and it worked out to our advantage that we were, and you know, I'm understanding it all. If for me, I haven't been in a car since Martinsville, or a truck, as a matter of fact. I want to get out there and run all the laps. I haven't ran anything in that long. You know, it's getting to me where I need to get out there and just learn more. So I'm figuring it all out. I'm enjoying it. It's exciting. It's all for the fans, and if the fans are enjoying it, then let's keep doing more of it.
Elliott?
Yeah, this is way more fun, way more hectic, but way more fun than the old qualifying that we had here at Talladega. It was kind of long and drawn out, and it was a necessary deal that we had to do, but this is way more fun, I think, for the fans, the teams, and everybody involved. And the biggest difference, honestly, now, you got to remember, in the race, every car is running the same speed. Out here for qualifying, you're running up on packs that are just leaving pit road. Some of them are slowing down to come to pit road, so you can't get a toe off of them. So the range of speed is a lot different in qualifying than it is in the race. And as soon as a pack of cars crosses the start-finish line and they finish their lap, they don't want somebody to get a toe behind them, so they're going to stop. So you got to go through that too. So it's It's wild and hectic out there, it really is. But to me, it's way more fun and better for our sport than anything else we've done in a while. It's a great adjustment, especially a place like Daytona and Talladega.
We'll take 2 more questions. Excuse me, we're going to go to Mike and then finish with Holly.
Mike Head from PressStretch.com, specifically for Elliott Darrell. You can comment if you could see any of this. Your last lap at speed, you had a run through 3 and 4 and came up on a pack of cars with an unbelievable amount of closing rate. How much faith and trust do you have to have in those guys you're coming up on, and probably their spotters, that they're not going to pull up and just cause a massive wreck?
Well, you just got to trust that at this level, their spotters are telling them cars are coming through the middle, because, I mean, that's what our spotters are going to tell us. So I saw the middle was open. I saw the 43, and I can't remember who was with him on the bottom. So they're running the bottom. I know they're committed to that. I saw some of the Childress cars up against the wall, and they're all experienced guys. They're not going to pull down in front of you. Landon Castle got kind of close to us, but he's been racing forever. So you just go through the middle, and hopefully they don't pull down in front of you. My spotter's telling me the whole time, you know, be careful, be careful. And then as soon as he gets off the mic, I'm telling him to tell Darrell and those spotters that we're going through the middle, going through the middle. So we went through there. I think it's chances you take sometimes at this style of qualifying. We did way worse at Daytona. You gotta look back at our nationwide qualifying at Daytona. It's way worse than what this was today. This was pretty calm compared to Daytona.
Final question, Holly.
Holly Kane, NASCAR.com. This is for either of you. Elliott, you kind of mentioned it, but there's some really normally good teams, good drivers, good cars that didn't even make the, past the first round. Is that even noteworthy here because of the Talladega style of racing? Do you got how spread out the field is going to be like that?
Well, I mean, the last time we were here, I think Regan Smith won the race. So, and they didn't qualify in the top 20. That don't matter. Those cars are going to be up front in 10 laps. It's just they didn't get a tow at the right time. That's all it is. But what that just adds to the dynamic of this qualifying. I know if they went there right now and those 3 cars went by themselves compared to everybody else, if one car runs, they would be fast, top 5 cars. Those cars are just fast, but they just didn't get a tow at the right time. It doesn't have anything to do with how they're going to run tomorrow. Their pit selection might not be what they want, but I bet you in 10 to 12 laps, the 7 car and whoever, if Casey Kane, holy cow, the experience he has here, those guys are going to be up front with no problem. So I don't think it's a big thing, other than they just maybe misjudged how fast you had to run the first segment, and that's it.